Hi guys, I'm Honey. Welcome to episode 3 of Friends Don't Gatekeep.
And I'm Brianna, and we have another guest here. Would you like to introduce yourself?
Hi. Yes. My name is Khatumu. I am the third guest. I make music. I live in LA and I love tandem bike riding. That's me.
Fire. Okay, first question. So, how did you get started in music?
Yeah, I got started in music during college. I didn't really do much or like anything at all with music before, but I joined like a folk group my junior year
Mhm.
and I was like so intrigued by like banjos and I like they were singing about Kansas and coal mining. I was like, this is the coolest thing ever. I want to be part of it. And yeah, and then that sort of like I think like singing with a group of people is a really awesome way to learn about harmony and how to like match your tone and how to blend. And I really learned a lot from that. And I became like addicted. It's so addictive once you start doing music. It's like you never want to stop. So yeah.
And you joined the group in Yale, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Ooh. Oh my gosh. Wait, do you remember the name?
Yeah, it's called Tangled Up in Blue,
Ooh,
which is
okay.
cool. That's also the name of like a Bob Dylan song. So yeah, it was great.
That's so
Um,
funny.
yeah, and the year after I joined an a cappella group, which is also crazy. I was one of the only people there were well, I was the only person who couldn't read music. So yeah.
Okay.
Um
That was an uphill battle. But yeah.
what part of your identity or like your background influences your music the most?
What part of my background?
Mhm.
Hmm. Well, I mean, I honestly, like, I did not have a musical background at all growing up. I
Mhm.
would say, like, truthfully, my like college experience really shaped the kind of music I make. And like being in that folk group, I didn't even know what folk music was before going to college. I couldn't even have told you what that was.
Mhm.
So I would say that, and also the acapella thing was like pretty crazy because I had like learned a lot about harmony, and I feel like a lot of my songs, I really love having like thick harmony stacks, and that's
Mhm.
like because of that, so
That's fun.
Oh
That's
my
so
gosh.
fun. I'm
Um
like the same as you. I feel like I'm in college right now, and I didn't really have any experience with music, but now I'm a music student,
no
so
way. Whoa,
yeah,
what year in college are you?
sophomore. Or I'm gonna be
Sophomore.
a junior actually. Oh,
No way. Oh wow. Okay.
scary.
You were a freshman when I was a senior.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Okay. So are you signed right now?
Yeah, I signed to an indie label called Bright Antenna, and they're based in San Francisco. They're awesome.
Awesome. Oh my God. So what do you think are some of the benefits and like the drawbacks of being signed?
Sure. I mean, I think like now, well, one huge benefit is now that I have like a team of people that are advocating for me in like places that I just don't have connections in. Like I don't know people at like Apple or Spotify. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And these are like music business people. Honestly, the world is not that big, and they've like known each other from when they started in the music business. So that's been really great, and I've had like cool opportunities to like go to cool shows and meet other cool artists. I think some of the drawbacks is that when you start introducing other people into your creative process, like, I mean, it could both be a positive and a con. Like, more people have input now on what I do and like how the music is sounding and like what I'm posting.
Mhm.
And for some people, I think that can be like a little bit daunting. I think you have to know when to say yes and when to say no. Like, I obviously I'll take feedback, but like I'm not willing to change like my own artist identity. Like nobody's gonna tell me what I should be posting on my Instagram. Like
Yeah.
it's fine if like you don't like what I'm posting, but like I'm
Mhm.
not, you're not gonna change what I'm doing kind of vibe. Um, but they're not. controlling like that. It's like an indie label. One of the great things about being part of an indie label is that you have like more flexibility in
Mhm.
what you can and can't do. Um, yeah,
Awesome.
Oh
yeah,
my gosh, I love that. And you're having a show in like San Francisco soon, right?
yeah, I am.
Oh my gosh, we
Yes.
should come. Me and
Yeah, you
Brennan
guys
should
should
come.
come. I think it's June 10th at the Aladdin or June 12th.
Oh, we'll pull up.
Okay,
Yeah,
we'll be there. We'll be there.
please come.
Um, so Kat, how did you keep a beta fish alive for 6 years?
Oh, John Fishner. You know what's crazy? So I grew up playing tennis and I got John after I won like my first big tennis tournament. It was like an L3 tournament, which is like that's a big deal. And I honestly by the end I was like, how is this guy alive? I really was not doing much. I just dropped some food in there and cleaned the tank when it needed cleaning. And yeah,
Do you know
I was
the average year for like, or like how long they live normally?
I think on average it's like 3 to 5. So 6 is insane.
Oh my gosh.
John was a grandpa.
That's so impressive.
I remember on my like first I on my first iPod Touch, he was the second photo,
Oh.
which is
That's so
crazy.
sweet.
I was
That's so
like,
cute.
I had this guy forever.
That's crazy. Okay. I'm gonna bring up the acapella group. So at Yale, you were part of the Whiff and Poofs, yes? So how was your experience?
That group is the most insane group literally ever. Like, so the premise of the group is that you have to take the school year off. So I took off the year between my junior and my senior year, because you're like traveling with them. So you travel during like the academic year, you're traveling domestically and like throughout the Americas as well. Like we went to Canada and Mexico for a while. And then during the like 3.5 month period, like where the summer is, like the academic summer, we you basically traveled the world and it was like different country every 3 days. It was like I think about it now and I'm like, what? Like bouncing, it was like bouncing from like Greece to India to whatever, to Shanghai. Like it was just like it was crazy. And I really honestly struggled a lot at the beginning because I was the only person who couldn't read music, and so I had to learn everything orally. And so I would have one of the I was a tenor one, and I would have one of the other tenors like sing me the music and then I would like memorize it that way. And which is a crazy way to learn. And yeah, and so it was I never relied on sheet music, which I think was great. But
Wait, wait, it's so cool hearing you say that because I'm in choir and I like struggle with reading music too. And like I rely on like voice recordings from my teacher or like for someone to like sing it to me.
yeah,
So,
that's exactly what I do. Be like, Sharon, help me. And also the crazy thing too is that it's like for the last like however many years it's been like I think 114 years it's been all male, and only recently they changed it to be all gender inclusive. And so I was one of the only like females in the group. It was also kind of an insane experience, like traveling the world
mhm.
with a group of people. That's male dominated, kind of crazy. And yeah, it just was like I would bring my tennis racket. I brought my tennis racket to every country, and I would like go to like local courts and like make friends playing tennis. It was really fun.
Oh, wait, that's so
That's so
cute.
cool.
And I remember one time I was in an airport and they tried to confiscate it. I was in an airport in the Middle East in a country called Bahrain,
Hmm.
and they were like, "This is a weapon," and I was like, "It's not a weapon, I promise." And then they were like, I was making such a scene, and then they were like, "Ugh, fine, you can take it on."
They don't have tennis there?
No, they do, but I think it's like it has like a handle on it, and you can like if I wanted to really hurt someone, I probably could in the plane. But like, come
That's
on,
so funny.
come on. Yeah. I was not leaving until they let me on. Yeah.
So I was wondering like like by this time next year, like what do you think or what do you hope you can say you've accomplished?
You know, it's sort of an interesting question. I feel like I'm so new to the music world. Like I started releasing music basically a year ago, like in April of last year, and my goals were like the goals that I set, I surpassed all of them by like 10 times, and it was just
Hmm.
like I didn't really know what was a realistic thing to set. I definitely want to like tour. Um, I just want to be like making more music. And I think that for me, at least, numbers can be not a really good way to measure success. And so I've like stopped looking at numbers and streams and whatever. It's like, for me, really, it's about building community. And I think that's like the most important thing. So which is kind of a less tangible thing to measure, but I just want to like, I don't know, have like fan bases in each city in the US and people that will like show up and yeah. Um, but touring would be cool too. I would love to open for somebody. So yeah.
Awesome. Ugh,
Wait, I
okay.
wanted to add, like, I feel like you're doing such a great job, like, with the TikToks where you're posting, like, comment what city you're in, and then, like, each comment is, like, a different city, and there's, like, every video is, like, so many comments of, like, people, like, saying, please come, like, I
It's
can't
great.
wait.
It's yeah. It's it's cool that people engage with that the content, you know? So I mean, it's helpful for me for sure. So, yeah.
Great. Oh my gosh. Okay. So which of your songs has like the most insane story behind it, and can you tell us that story?
Which of the songs, that's a good question, is the most insane? That songs that are out right now?
It can be whatever.
Let me think. Oh, there are a few that have. Oh, there's one that has a crazy story. Okay, this one I've only ever done live, and I haven't recorded it yet. But every time I do it live, people like love it, so I should record it. I just haven't. Um, the song called "Dear Self," and I wrote that song. So I grew up in both New York City and in New Jersey. I lived in Queens for a long time, and then when I was in like middle school, I moved to New Jersey, Central Jersey, but it was still like an hour train ride into New York City. And so I would go into New York City often to like see my friends and whatever. And I was a sophomore in college. It was, I guess, maybe the summer before, no, the summer after I was a sophomore in college. So, like, I joined a music group my junior year, but I, like, started learning how to play guitar this, like, summer before, like, the COVID, whatever, year before. And anyway, I took a train into New York. I was in New York, had fun, saw my friends. I took a train back to New Jersey, fell asleep on the train. I woke up, all of the lights were off. Okay, I took the train at like 2 p.m., mind you. My phone was dead. No lights were on the train. It was nighttime. Nobody was on the train. I was like, what? I tried to open the train door, locked. I was like, this is literally insane. I had a charger and there were like some outlets on the train. I tried plugging it in. Obviously, nothing worked. The train is off. So I'm like, this is so crazy. I walk all the way up to the front of the train because like all the doors between the train cars are open.
Hmm.
Walk to the front of the train. I'm like now where the conductor should be. And that door opens. So like I open the conductor's door. I hop off. I'm like there are trains all around me. I'm in what's later I learned it's called a train yard. It's where they
Oh
like
my
park the
gosh.
trains at night. And I was like, and so I like, what am I supposed to do? I start walking the train tracks. I'm like walking for like half a mile. There's nobody. I don't see anybody. And I see some like guys in the distance. And I'm like, oh man, I really hope, I don't know what I hope, but so they see me, I see them. I walk up to them. I've been walking for like zero point 0.7 miles at this point. I don't know, whatever it was, half a mile. It felt like a long time. And I go up to the guys and I'm like, "Do you guys know where I can charge my phone?" And they're like looking at me and they're like, what are you doing here? And like, thank God they worked there. They were like, why are you here? And I was like, I don't know. I just like woke up in a train. And I was like, where are we? And they're like, we're in Pennsylvania. And I was like, okay, well, I live in New Jersey. I don't live in Pennsylvania. And basically, the conductor forgot to like go through the train and check for people on the train at the end, and they're supposed to do that. And they were like, "Oh man, this is really bad. Please don't like call anyone. Please don't tell," because apparently the conductor could get fired for that. And I was like, "Okay, I won't tell. I need to get home." You know. They brought me onto like there was another train going back to New Jersey. They brought me on the train, hadn't left yet. They like showed me how it worked, like the knuckle of the train. I was like homies with them. We were vibing. They were like, "You're the coolest person we've ever met on the tracks." I was like, "Thanks." And yeah, they brought me back to my stop, which was like 40 minutes away. And I got off. My phone was dead still. I walked home because I didn't want my parents to be mad at me. I walked home like 2 miles and I got home. And the craziest part was like, I have like a very strict immigrant mother. And I got home and like nobody even asked me any questions. Everyone was like, hey, what's up? And I was like, I'm going to bed, guys. And I went right to bed. Yeah, and I performed that song live in New York in December, and I told that story. My parents were in the audience, and they were mortified.
Oh my god.
You're so done.
I
That's
was
insane.
thinking I was thinking that this story was gonna be like I was stuck in a train, so then I wrote a song. And then you were like I sat there for like 24 hours and wrote this amazing song.
Literally insane. Yeah, and the song is called Dear Self, and it's just like, yeah, it's about that, and it's about like me sort of, but it's like more than that. It's like a cat you need to like lock in to life. Yeah,
That's insane. Wow.
yeah. Crazy.
Thank you.
Um so what is a song or album that you've been like listening to right now that you recommend?
Song or album? I recently have been listening to a lot of like Ed Sheeran's Plus. I'm like, there are two artists that I think like I pretty much know every Ed Sheeran song, and I know every Adele song, like all the lyrics, kind of thing. Those are the only two artists that that's true for. And recently, I haven't like listened to Ed Sheeran really in a long time. He just sort of started putting out music again, and so I've been like going through his old stuff, and yeah, like Ed Sheeran like taught me guitar. I like learned, yeah, pretty much a lot of his songs, and yeah, Ed Sheeran. I know it's like an old one, but
Oh, awesome. That's so awesome. I love it, Sharon. Okay. So you have an EP coming out called Free Therapy. Yes. So can you explain why it's called Free Therapy?
yeah. I have a song. One of my songs is called Pseudo Doctors, and it's a song basically about. Okay, so the whole EP, like, I have a lot of songs that I've written before I wrote the songs on that EP, and I like moved to LA like 10 months ago now, and I moved here and I was like, it's crazy to graduate from college and not have like structure, or I mean I have structure in my life, but structure that someone else is putting on me. Like high school you're going to XYZ class, college you're doing this, whatever. Post grad it's sort of like you have to be your own parent and decide how things work in your life. And I sort of had to like figure out a lot of things for myself, like how, and I still am figuring out how to like sort of be my own parent and make sure that I'm like eating well and working out and like taking time to like take care of myself kind of thing. And yeah. And so my one of my friends named I met at like a songwriting circle in LA. He like sent me a guitar part that he wrote and I wrote a song over it and called Pseudo Doctors. And the song was like basically about just me trying to figure out how to navigate life now that I'm sort of like on my own and I'm like so far away from my family. And I was just feeling super sad. And this song is kind of ironic because I was looking up advice on the internet with like how to deal with what I was dealing with. And I was on Reddit and these people were giving like such horrible advice. Like it was like stuff like advice I was like, and I was like, Kat, I need to. Why don't if I'm struggling with something, I just need to like talk to my friends instead of getting free therapy from the internet. And so that was just like you know, a thing. And I called it free therapy because I liked that.
I love Pseudo Doctors. Like that's probably like one of my favorite songs by you.
Really? Oh,
Yeah.
it's fun. It's a fun one. I'll send it to you guys too if you
Oh
want to
my
listen.
gosh,
Yes,
yes.
yes.
Yeah,
Uh,
yeah.
so what is your favorite song off of the EP?
My favorite song off the EP is a song called Sober. That's a song that I show people the most. Or I have yeah, Sober. I was about to drop something that I was not to say. Yeah, I like that song a lot because I did a lot of the production on it, and I always feel close to a song when I like do a lot of production on a song. So yeah.
Awesome. Okay. So how do you feel about social media and its role in the music industry these days?
Yeah, I mean, I think social media kind of like I mean, the reason that I have any fan base at all right now is because of social media. I think social media makes things very democratic. Um, and it was like allows people to show off their music and advertise for themselves without necessarily needing like a label. And I think that's super huge. Also, too, the flip side of that coin is that it makes sort of like the music world very, very saturated with people, and that can make it more challenging, whatever. But I think, like, honestly, I think it's a net good. I mean, I met Honey through social media. Um, yeah, I think sometimes too, I mean, it can get a little, you can get a little bogged down with having to post a lot, but I sort of treat social media. I was telling this to one of my friends who's in comedy and who also graduated with me from Yale, and he was asking me how I am able to keep up with the posting that I do in that volume, and I was like, basically, I treat social media like my homework. I feel like I'm in like grad school right now, and my homework that's due for class tomorrow is like cat posting on TikTok. That's how I approach it. I just do it and then I sing around my house, you know? So,
I feel
Awesome.
like I'm really bad with like consistently posting like TikToks. Like it's hard for me, but like I wonder how I can think of it because I feel like I'm really bad at school. Like I don't even do my homework, so it's just like I don't know. I can't really think of it like that.
yeah, that's my thought. I'm like, this is my homework. My teacher will yell at me if I don't do it. Yeah.
So I just wanted to go back to like one of your older songs, Hunting Days.
hmm
You mentioned in the song, um, treat me like a dog. So I wanted to ask, why do you want to be treated like a dog?
That story. So I wrote that song for class. I took one ever like music class at school, and it was by this NYU professor called Mike Errico, and he would take the train in, teach the class, taught it once a week, and then go back to New York. Literally such a G. This guy is like taught. He's a great book on songwriting that I really, really recommend, by the way. And he's taught like all the grades, like Maggie Rogers, whatever. And um, we had a prompt for class that was like something. Can't remember what the prompt was, but I was on a train, and I remember I was like, "Oh, damn, this is due tomorrow." And I thought that it would be really funny. The way that I started writing the song was that my friends call me Kat, and I thought it'd be really funny to have a song that was like the opposite of me. So I started off with no melody, whatever. Just I was like, okay, I'm gonna say "treat me like a dog" in the chorus because I'm Kat. I was like, it was making me crack up on the train, which is so crazy. Um, yeah, and then I sort of just like, built the song around that.
Oh my
Awesome.
gosh, that's so cool.
Yeah.
Since our podcast is all about discouraging the gatekeeping of small artists, which of your friends in the music industry do you think people should be listening to right now?
I recently discovered this girl called Beeson who I like.
Yes, we love her.
I
I
love Beeson.
literally,
I love Beeson. I've seen
yeah,
her live.
really,
She's so good.
absolute queen. Yeah, I could get more skinny, maybe then. Yeah, so fire. And I was like, and I'm such a fan. I'm literally such a fan. I'm like fangirling over her. There's this other guy called Humble the Great that I mean he's
I
not the
love, oh my
smallest by any
gosh.
means, but I think that I just love his music. I'm like, you're a king. Um, who else do I really like? Obviously, my roommate, this guy called PJ France,
Mm.
who's just the best.
He's
Yeah,
so good.
he's awesome. And then another girl that I went to school with called Frances Whitney. She's really
Oh.
good
Mhm.
too.
My friend just opened for her.
Yeah? No way. Who's your
Mhm.
friend?
Avery Cochrane. She
Okay.
did in Seattle.
Okay. Cool.
Awesome.
So have you seen the little ice bucket challenge that was going around on Instagram? Really? Oh my, it was like I think everyone was doing it. Maybe like I think it was more of like a high schooler, like everyone was doing it in high school.
Maybe
But
I'm like
like
grandma.
no, 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 you're not grandma, but like it was like this challenge where people would nominate their friends um to pour an ice bucket over their head. And it was like every story I would look at like on Instagram, it would be like someone doing it and screaming like really loud.
hmm
But so we were thinking like for our podcast, um, we wanted to ask you if you could nominate three artists that should come and be interviewed by us next.
Ooh. Come be interview. Well, if you can get Beeson on here, that'd be pretty cool. I don't even know her like that. I don't know her actually at all. So um that'd be cool. You should ask PJ. I'm sure he would be down.
Hmm.
Um who would I want to hear talk about? Ooh, there's this girl. One of my favorite people I've seen live in LA is this girl called Anna Goldings. She makes such good music and she's so good live. And she's like working on a ton of stuff right now. She doesn't really have much out, but she's really cool. Anna Goldings.
Ooh, okay. I'm
Yeah.
gonna have to look after this. So I had a bonus question. Um, so I know you teach tennis, right? And since you're coming to San Francisco, if you have time, could you give me a tennis lesson?
Yes,
Yeah.
of course.
Oh my gosh. Okay.
I'll give you a tennis lesson.
And then I have one more question actually.
Yeah.
So I know you produce for yourself, and I know PJ like helps with production too, right? And then I was wondering, would you ever produce for artists? And if so, like we should work together.
I think like I honestly first want to start writing for other people too. I feel like I'm confident in my production, but I like want more time to sort of refine it a little bit more. Like I produce out my songs and I have people sort of like help me finish them. Um or like just get it to a place where I feel like okay, this is released. Like that's what I did with Hunting Days. I like pretty much produced the whole song and then I had my friend Caleb like help me like refine it kind of thing. And I think
Mhm.
before I start producing for other people, I just want to make sure that I feel like totally comfortable. I'm like right now on my EP, I'm like finishing a song and I'm like it's the first time I've like finished a song like that. Like so, yeah. Well, it's actually not true. Sober I finished, but yeah.
Oh my
So
gosh, that's so
yes,
cool.
what honey, when I feel like I'm ready,
Let me know. I'm right here.
I'm calling you.
Okay, bet.
Where are you supposed to release this? What happened to the song that you were gonna
Oh
release?
my gosh. So basically, wait, I have to say this quickly, but um I'm re-recording vocals for it and because I recorded it wrong and I'm not happy with the way it's sounding. So,
Okay,
yeah.
cool. Wait till you're happy with it.
Yeah.
Yeah, start dropping stuff. I can't wait for the honey takeover. That's
Thank
that's gonna come.
you.
That's gonna come.
Yes.
I'm manifesting that for you.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Okay. Any final thoughts, Brianna?
I don't think so. Follow Khatumu on all platforms.
Yes.
Yes.
Thanks for joining us.
Yeah,
Of
thank you so
course. Thank you
much.
for having me.
This was so
And
fun.
then do you have anything you want to say before it ends?
Stay cool, guys. Stay in
Okay.
school.
And make sure you subscribe, guys, and her links will be in the description below.
Wow.
Okay, bye. Thanks for listening.
Bye.